Thanks, Granddad. Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.
My experience, you get the furthest being authentic. Even if you make people uncomfortable a little bit, at the end of the day, you gonna be you, I'm gonna be me, and we'll go from there.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you listen to the clip, and I really appreciate that clip. Cause sometimes people forget it's okay to be you. It's better to be you. It's easy to be you, and you will like yourself a whole lot better if you can follow your dreams and accomplish your goals and chase whatever aspirations are on your heart or in your heart. If you do them being yourself, and I agree with it. You can get the furthest you get in life being yourself. And what I've noticed is some people are uber successful because they're being themselves, which makes them unique, and other people are successful enough because they're being themselves. They wouldn't want to be anything else. They wouldn't want more success for being a different version of them. And I've seen people who decided to be something different other than themselves, and become like a character, and the character swallows them. And now they can't be themselves. Now they have to be a character, sometimes 24/7. And they know who they are internally, but now I can't be me because my character is more successful than I am. And if I want to keep this success, I got to keep playing this role. And that sucks. And some people learn to navigate that and not necessarily evolve but for lack of a better term, to evolve into themselves so they can finally be themselves. That might be a long journey for some. Some journeys are longer or shorter than others. But it made me think about it because when I was younger, the hardest thing to be was yourself. And now that I'm older, it looks like a lot of people can't be themselves because they for some odd reason never found themselves or don't know themselves. They've been hopping back and forth between trends and celebrities and characters that they like, that they're basically making themselves an amalgamation of all the things that they like. And they don't and they've never actually gotten to who they were and then incorporate the things that they like. So at some point they're gonna have to strip all of their characters off to find out who's the real them. Unfortunate, but it's gonna have to happen at some point. One thing that there's a comedian years ago, and he made the joke about, I think that was Sinbad, but he was like, the kids out here talking about, I gotta find myself. And he's like, well, here's a mirror and a map. You're right here. And thinking about what I said a minute ago about, people were scared to be themselves. A lot of times people found themselves and they were scared to be themselves because they were scared to be judged for being them. And a lot, and now we kind of, and it's not just as simple as I wanted to dress like this, but I was scared. I wanted to live like this, but I was scared. I wanted to be this way, but I was scared. So I suppressed myself. This is the way I wanted to express myself, but I was scared. I will give it a half and half. Half of the people were scared to express themselves, and half of the people were scared to be themselves. You know, the people who were scared to express themselves were concerned about how the world would view them. And the other half were concerned because they were scared to be who they were. You know, from what maybe it was programming and or maybe they just was just fearful. I don't know. But as I got older, I saw people break out of that mold with like, this is who I am, it's gonna be, blah, 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 blah. And what I alluded to earlier about stripping things away, I saw and I've seen people who, you know, went with the trends, the clothes, the hairstyles, sometimes the tattoos, sometimes the jewelry, sometimes different lifestyles. And the older they got, they kind of reverted back to who they were originally, because while on that journey of looking for themselves, they found out what they weren't. You know, they went down the path, this me, and it's like, no, that's not me. Well, this me, no, that's not me. Well, this me, no, that's not me. But this me, no, that's not me. And then they started realizing, you know, the issue ultimately is I didn't think me being me was cool enough or acceptable enough. And until they get comfortable with being yourself, being cool enough, being yourself is being cool enough, there's going to always have problems. And the reason I, you know, made this video is because, as I talked about earlier with success, I've seen people some people don't have a breakdown or a meltdown. Some people are, you know, when people say, you're blowing it, some people are really trying to destroy the character that they're living. And we don't realize sometimes it's not a breakdown. Some people not are losing it. Some people are just done being the character, and they'll do anything for you to throw them aside so they can be themselves. You know, because they don't know how to evolve into themselves. But just take that into consideration. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been to the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.